Mostly in PJs.
Halfway.
Kind of ish. Welcome to the 6-week update. We did it.
We've made it 6 weeks.
I know, right?
I can't believe we've made it 6 weeks.
It flew by in this glorious year that has been 1,000 years long.
I don't know that it flew by, but we made it.
It wasn't terrible. Okay. Updates.
Weight updates first. Okay, you go.
Okay. I went from 344.6 to 342 even. Just flat. For a total loss of 2.6 pounds.
And he cried because he only lost 2.6 pounds.
I did. I was upset.
I would love to lose 2.6 pounds.
I lost like 5 pounds last week.
Good
I don't feel like I did anything differently either.
Sometimes that happens.
I know. Biology is just unique, special. A little butterfly.
What?
But as this is our 6-week update, we also did new pictures and new measurements for tracking progress and whatnot. And here, vaguely in the universe,
You didn't say your total loss.
Oh yes. Well, yeah, and our pictures are going up now. And while we look at that, my total loss over the 6 weeks was 29 pounds. From 371 to 342. Nice even numbers. Didn't even do that on purpose.
That's amazing.
It just kind of happened.
Not the even numbers. I just mean that you've lost basically 30 pounds.
I know.
In 6 weeks.
Happy about that.
I hate you.
I know.
I mean, I love you, but I
Me
hate
too.
you.
My BMI went from 50.2 to 46.4.
That is a huge change.
Even though it is a pointless number that means nothing, and you should not base anything off of it because it's stupid.
Well, it's good to keep track of, though.
Accurate. And then we're going to throw up the measurements now on the screen so you can kind of see the differences there. The big ones that I kind of wanted to point out was my gut. I lost 1.5 inches off of my stomach in this time frame, which I have definitely noticed. Like I talked about last week, that jacket at work fit a lot better.
A little bit better.
A little bit better.
A little bit better.
Yes, I can word real good. Which made me happy. Also, my thighs lost significant 2 1/4 off one and 3 5/8 off.
Okay, so last week I was 310.2 pounds. This week 308.2. So
Hooray.
again, I lost 2 pounds even Steven.
Solid show.
Yes.
Yeah.
Even Stevens.
Yeah. Shia LaBeouf in his youth.
Yeah. So we will throw up my pictures.
Yes.
That means I have lost in the 6 weeks 11.6 pounds total. I mean, I feel like it's nothing compared to the 29.
It's okay.
But I mean,
it's
still good, I guess. It is still good.
It's very good. It's fantastic. You're doing great.
Yeah.
Very proud.
My BMI started at 48.2 and is down to 46.9. I guess we should mention, it may or may not be helpful to anyone listening, that you're 6 foot and a little bit.
And just barely 6 foot.
You're 6 foot.
Maybe like 6 foot and half an inch. If we really want to be pedantic about it.
And I'm almost 5'8", so I just say 5'8".
Honestly, we should, you'd be more exact. Then you get the BMI numbers that you want better.
No, it would be worse because I'd be shorter.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, never mind.
Yeah. So I'm 5'8".
Yeah.
Wink, wink.
Nudge, nudge, nod.
5'8". And then my measurements, just a couple that I wanted to touch on. I am surprised that I actually lost as much as I did inch-wise when I didn't lose as much weight as I'd hoped. But I lost
Come off somewhere.
Well, I guess it just wasn't expected, I guess. Anyways, but my left arm, I lost a whole inch. My right arm, I lost a half inch. Both of my thighs lost 5/8 of an inch. And my waist, like a quarter of an inch. Not as exciting, but still helpful.
Still good.
Yeah.
You know, you're getting there.
Yeah.
Progress. It's the small victories
Yeah.
that lead to winning the war.
Eventually.
We will. We'll get there. Go team, go. But what we kind of want to talk about to wrap up today is kind of preventing fallback and reoccurrence. Ourselves a year from now, falling back into old habits and just being right back where we were, or even worse, which is something that we have done in the past.
We're not gonna do it this time.
No, we aren't. And I will say that I feel like one thing I have been made a lot more aware of just in general this time is how much food I was eating all the time, how frequently I was eating, and how much I was eating all the time. Now that I've kind of restricted my time frame with the intermittent fasting and other things like that, contact is driving me a little crazy. I've realized that, man, I was just always eating, and I don't need to do that. And it's really not necessary. So being so much more aware of the food that I'm choosing to eat and being a little more picky and choosy about the choices I'm making and the food that we're going to actually prepare and cook and what we consume, regardless of the situation, I feel like will help me build those habits and kind of establish ways that I can avoid falling back into bad habits.
Speaking of habits, so I'd heard that it takes 21 days to create a new habit. But I've kind of, I guess, did a little bit of research, and actually it takes on average 66 days for good habits to be established. And, we're 6 weeks in, so we're not too far off of that 66 days. And I feel like it's really important now more than ever to keep that momentum going so we can hopefully it'll just come a little easier to us.
Yeah.
It'll be a little more second nature than constantly fighting. Another one I had thought of is I'm not nearly as hungry as I thought I was all the time.
Yeah.
I remember always just thinking, like, man, I need a snack. Man, I'm hungry. I need something. I need a soda. I need something sweet, like, just to get me by. And you don't. I mean, sometimes that stuff is nice, and I don't think you should, always deny yourself having something a little bit sweet sometimes, but watch your portion, and, it doesn't need to be a constant thing like it used to be.
Yeah. Well, one thing I've noticed, too, is it's like, with the water that we've been fighting to, drink more water, it's like, oh, I wasn't hungry, I was just thirsty all the time. And like, oh, I feel a lot better when I drink like water, not a soda. Like,
oh man, you're burping so much the other day
so bad.
when you had a little bit of soda.
Yeah. I can't do that anymore.
No.
That's so weird. Like, you fall out of that. Like, I honestly thought that was going to be more difficult to quit soda than it really ended up being. And like, yeah, I had that little bit of soda the other day, and it like it hurt me. It was bad.
It was burping a whole lot.
It was. My guts were like, what have you done to us, sweet summer child? We detest you. But yeah, it is crazy that you can kind of start to realize the way your paradigms have shifted and how you thought you were like, oh yeah, man, I was hungry all the time, or oh, I always have to be eating, but no, you're just maybe you just need a drink, man.
Or maybe you just need to keep your mind busy Maybe you're just bored.
Yeah. All the time.
Mm-hmm.
Another big thing that we're kind of focusing on, and hopefully we can use to keep motivation up, is just kind of remembering why we started this entire journey and the goals that we have. And that's something that can kind of get lost in the mix as you keep going as time goes on. You know, we're 6 weeks in, 12 weeks later, months from now, you can kind of lose focus on why you started your journey, and reaffirming why you're doing what you're doing. Want to be less grotesque. It's important.
Less grotesque.
Want to not die of, congenital heart failure. No, congenital I'd be born with. But, it sounded fancy.
I think you meant congestive.
Yeah, I did. It's late. It's way too late to be doing this. But you're in it now. But, just kind of remembering stuff like that, why you started this, and, basically reinvigorating your motivation as time goes on, and not losing focus on stuff like that can help keep things going and keep that motivation up as you go on.
Yeah. And kind of something just to keep in mind as we're continuing this journey is not to let obesity be the reason for a decreased quality of life or decreased lifespan in general. Because those are very blunt, but very true. It's very true. I mean, we've seen it ourselves.
Yeah.
It just is a little bit easier to get by day to day when you're 60 pounds less or whatever.
I would like to be I would like to be able to go on the cannibal.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We should talk about that in one of our other videos.
We should have. But, yeah. At the lagoon, there's the roller coaster. I'm probably still too fat for it. But I'd like to be not too fat for it. And, it's simple things like that. You're like, oh, yeah, it's really affecting my actual quality of life in a noticeable manner.
Can't go on a roller coaster.
Yeah, I would like to do that thing.
Just that particular one.
Just the one.
That we know of.
That's it. No others. I don't like any more.
No.
Just that one.
None others. That one's just stupid because the seatbelts are stupid.
Lap belt. You need to be less big-gutted. Which I am.
You are now.
Slightly less big-gutted.
Improvements.
Go team go. But lastly, it's just kind of focusing on the stuff you've achieved, like we did at the start of this. Focusing on what we were able to gain over these last 6 weeks, and remembering where we were and where we've come from. And I do I'm glad we decided to do the measurements.
Yeah.
It's another way to look at just that numerical loss. Like, oh yeah, I lost 2 pounds this week or whatever.
Non-scale victories.
Exactly. Because there are a lot of smaller achievements as you go through this whole process that I've really liked.
Mm-hmm. It's fun to see.
Yeah. But I think that'll do it for tonight.
That is all, folks.
I don't think we're legally allowed to say that.
That's why I said it in a British accent.
I don't think that matters. Thanks for watching. We appreciate all the comments. You guys are the best.
And the likes and the subscribes and all of that jazz.
Yes. Best around. So
can we say any of those either?
Unclear.
All that jazz, best around. That's all, folks.
Very unclear. Do the YouTube things.
Do it.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.